What's up, guys? Sports Estimators back with another video. Today we're going to be going over the Ballon d'Or results. Ousmane Dembélé won the men's 2025 Ballon d'Or. What are your reactions to him winning?
I'm not mad at it. Honestly, I had him or Lamine winning it. Overall, I think he did enough to win it. I think the biggest criteria that you need to check off when nominating a Ballon d'Or winner as of lately has been, have they won a Champions League? And that's also one of the biggest criticisms as of lately is if you're going to be a Ballon d'Or winner, you have to win either a Champions League trophy or an international trophy. And that's what we seen Dembele do. And also Dembele had an incredible UCL run to secure PSG that title.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I agree. I think he was the deserving winner. 35 goals, 14 assists across club competitions for Dembele. And yeah, if you look at historically who's won the Ballon d'Or, usually it's the most valuable player on the Champions League winning team for that year. Unless it's like a World Cup year or even last year with Rodri if it's a Euro, But yeah, I think he was definitely deserving. I think Rafinha got snubbed a bit as far as where he was ranked. He finished 5th, and honestly, I thought he was going to finish 2nd.
Yeah.
Because I think Lamine Yamal, I think Lamine Yamal was arguably the best player from the start of the calendar year from 2025. But obviously for the Ballon d'Or, it's throughout the whole season. So I thought Rafinha was the most consistent player from start to finish. And he had an incredible year as well. He was actually the top scorer in the Champions League with 13 goals. And he had 34 goals and 22 assists across club competitions. So I'm not mad at Dembele winning. I think Rafinha probably should have finished 2nd. Definitely top 3. I don't know how Vitinha finished 3rd ahead of him. I know PSG won the Champions League, but to me, Rafinha was a better player throughout the course of the season. But I was happy to see Lamine finish 2nd. And another thing, too, I'm happy for Dembélé. He's a former Barca player. I've been saying for years he's more skilled than Mbappe. I don't have any evidence on that, but I think he proved that he definitely proved he's up there with the best players, and like we said, he deserved the trophy this year. But I was happy that he won it, not only because he's a former Barca player, but also because I don't have to hear the Barca haters moan about how the trophy's rigged for Barca players and all that. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it was incredible to see his emotions on the podium when he received the award. Also because of how many injuries and setbacks he faced while he had his time with Barca. And there's no other player that I felt like deserved it. Also, you made a good point. I do think Rafinha deserved it, but like how we said, I think as of lately, it kind of sucks because if you don't win that UCL title, I don't think you're going to be nominated to win it. Also, like how you said, if it's a World Cup year, 2023 when Messi won it, you could obviously tell that FIFA rigged it for him to win it because he had just came off of winning the World Cup. But Dembele, tip my hat off to him because it was well deserved. Lamine Yamal being 2nd, I'm not mad at.
Yeah.
I think football is in good hands, and I think we could kind of tap into who do you think is going to win it for next year, or were there any more notes that you wanted to go over?
No, that was pretty much it. As for next year, I think the winner's going to depend heavily on the World Cup because we've seen the likes of Fabio Cannavaro win it, who we all know he was not the best player in the world in 2006. But because Italy won the World Cup that year and he was probably the most valuable player on that team, he won the award. So we'll see. I think right now, Lamine Yamal is actually favored to win at 3-1, Mbappe 2nd at 5-1, and Dembélé is third at 7-1. Again, I think whoever wins the World Cup, it'll probably come from that team. So I think when you factor in that Spain is one of the legit contenders for the World Cup, and Barca has a shot at winning the Champions League, then I think I might have to go with Lamine, especially since he seems to be in a good favor with the journalists that voted, because he finished second, which, as we talked about, was surprising. But I want to hear who would you have as the favorite right now, or not necessarily the favorite, but making a prediction for next year.
So the best player in the world and the best player to be favorited to win the Ballon d'Or are two different topics, depending on what side of the spectrum you want to see it. Because I think right now the best player in the world is Lamine Yamal. The criteria, though, to win the Ballon d'Or needs to be kind of explained to the public, and kind of I feel like the public needs to play a big role, rather than journalism and journalists, because we don't know what happens behind those scenes. We don't see a lot of the I don't know, conspiracy theories,
or like the decision making as to what goes in. Real quick, the Ballon d'Or is decided by a panel of 100 journalists from 100 different FIFA ranked countries. So I don't know how I feel about that, making the winner be decided exclusively by journalists. I like what the NBA has done with the MVP, where they factored in like player votes and like fans too. I think they did that for All-Star. But taking that criteria and applying it to the Ballon d'Or, I think would kind of help alleviate the public's skepticism about how the award is voted on.
And or rigged. And something that I think Messi and Ronaldo did, I think they hurt the criteria of the Ballon d'Or, just because of the way they dominated for so many years. It was either one or the other to win it. So that kind of hurt soccer in the long run. It was good for, football fans, because yes, you could say they were the two best players in the world during their regime. But were they Ballon d'Or winners, or rightfully so the correct crown Ballon d'Or recipient? Because you can make an argument that Frank Ribery needed to win that year. Messi robbed him.
I think Ronaldo actually won it that year.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That year. But that's one thing I will say, even as a Barca fan, is that the award hasn't been consistently awarded based off of the same criteria. So, like, in some years, it's the best, or most years, it is the best player on the Champions League winning team, unless there's a major tournament. But before, it used to be exclusively the World Cup. And, like, in the past, like last year, we saw it be the Euros. So I think that kind of was, I think last year, Vinny probably should have won it, or Jude, because, Madrid won. And Rodri, I mean, I guess I could see the argument, and I think that award and decision has aged well, because ever since Rodri got hurt, City kind of fell apart. But, yeah, I definitely would like to see the criteria be more consistent. But I'm not mad if they deviate from the criteria and they give it to the best player in the world. Like, I think that's what they did some years with Messi. It was like he didn't meet the criteria based off of previous winners, but he was by far the best player in the world, so they gave it to him. Which I'm not mad at that logic. You know what I mean? But, yeah, definitely would. I think there should be some sort of, like, explanation or something, you know what I mean?
FIFA just needs to,
FIFA has a lot of work in general.
Yeah, they do. They do. Even with this FIFA World Cup rollout, which it hurts to see.
Yeah.
Because it's on home turf. Mexico, USA, and Canada. Us being in the U.S., but our hearts lay in Mexico. It does suck to see. But I hope we get to see some good, exciting football the coming year. And I hope to see Lamine Yamal lift the Ballon d'Or because it would be exciting. It would do good for football.
I think it would, yeah.
I think Lamine Yamal is and will be a bigger star than what Messi was.
Ooh. Now that's a hot take.
And
star or player?
Both. No, not player.
Okay.
But star. Because at this age and with this many years playing for Barcelona, he is already bigger than what Messi was during his time with Barca. He is more globally known. He is marketed better. He is marketed more around the world. I see more U.S. kids talk about him on the streets. While I was at Canes one day and some kids were talking about Barcelona. I'm not going to say what their geographic was or their demographic was, but I didn't expect them to talk about Lamine Yamal. And there's a lot of youngsters who have dyed their hair blonde ever since Lamine dyed his.
I think Lamine Yamal is a bigger star at 17 than Messi was at 17.
Exactly.
So I think going forward, I don't know. That's kind of hard to say because Messi's like up there, bro. Like even like as far as like his Instagram, he's up there with like the largest following. I'm not mad at it. If there's somebody to do it, it is Lamine Yamal for sure.
It took Messi longer to be globally known. For football fans, Messi was known. One thing that kind of hurt Messi to be globally known was that he didn't speak English. He still doesn't speak English. Lamine Yamal, I haven't heard him speak English yet, but I know he does. I think he does.
He looks like he does.
It looks like he does. I also think Lamine Yamal is a lot more marketable than what Messi was at the time and at this age. And more, it's not just, it goes beyond football, and that's why I'm saying that Lamine Yamal is going to be a bigger star than what Messi was and is.
We'll see. I think another thing too that helps him is it seems like he has more of like an outgoing personality as opposed to Messi. Messi even now seems a bit reserved and a little bit avoidant of the limelight, whereas Lamine is embracing that, and you can tell he likes to feed into that.
Yeah, exactly. And then like his dating life too, which he took my boy's sloppy seconds. My boy,
that's crazy. Peso Pluma?
My Hassan, it's my boy. I was talking to him the other day. He told me, he was like, "What's up with your boy?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "I heard they broke up," and I was like, "I hate to break it to you, bro, but yeah."
I'm dead. So, but I'm surprised to hear that you like Lamine Yamal.
I'm not a biased soccer fan, and what Lamine Yamal has done for soccer in his short time being in the limelight has benefited us. And I want to say he has caused one of the collabs that you're actually currently wearing as well.
Travis Scott?
Yeah, because... And I like what Barca has done with involving artists in a lot of their collabs. We've seen Becky G. We've seen Travis Scott. Who are other ones?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but they've had
several.
Else,
but it's great to see, and it's great for football.
It is sick to see,
a lot this past summer, we saw great collabs. It was a football cleat summer only.
But honestly, going back to the whole Messi stardom, I think Messi coming to the U.S. has kind of helped raise awareness in the U.S., which, given that U.S. isn't a big soccer country, I think that's had a huge impact. So I think it's kind of hard to say because Messi is kind of like paving the way for Lamine Yamal.
Yeah. And I think Lamine Yamal has Messi's talent, but he also has Ronaldo's markability. So he's the best of both worlds.
I like that analogy. I don't know if he's as talented as Messi though.
At this age?
So at this age, I do think that Lamine Yamal is a better player than Messi was.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because Messi at 17, 18, he was kind of just starting to like really break through Barca and start to be a consistent player / starter. Whereas Lamine Yamal is, when he's healthy, he's an unquestionable starter. And Messi, his role on those teams was kind of like a complementary role to like what Ronaldinho and even Eto'o at that point were. Whereas Lamine Yamal, we saw it last year, he was probably the best player on that team.
Yeah.
He was the difference maker.
Yeah. And what I like about Lamine, he also has that Brazilian flash, that Brazilian flair, that joga bonito type of style of play that is so nostalgic for, us 1990 babies.
Yeah, and
he brings us back to a timeline of that great period of soccer.
Yeah, he's just so fun to watch. If you're not a big soccer fan, look up Lamine Yamal highlights, and I guarantee you'll be entertained.
And to know that he's only 17 years old.
That's what's crazy, is that he's this good and he's this young.
Which is back to my original point. He's going to be a bigger star than what Messi was.
For an 18-year-old to finish second in the Ballon d'Or rating is insane.
And what you could compare him with is Mbappe when he was also only 18, where Mbappe hasn't won a Ballon d'Or. But football is in great hands because you have Mbappe repping Real Madrid. He carried football on his back. He led his national football team to a World Cup final twice and let them win one. Mm-hmm. It will be interesting to see what we see of Lamine Yamal this summer and if he could carry his team to a World Cup final.
Imagine a Spain versus France final.
Spain versus Mexico final.
That'd be sick if they play each other somewhere along the...
Spain versus France, though, is going to feed families, bro. Spain versus France in the World Cup final in New York, MetLife Stadium in the middle of the summer.
That's crazy.
I could already smell the carne asada cooking.
We'll have to do, like, as we get closer to the World Cup, we're probably going to do a full breakdown.
Yep.
Like, I think we should even do the standings for each individual group, because it's going to be insane. Like, the fact that we're going to be at the host country, bro, I'm excited.
I'm excited, too. I'm going to have to put a baby inside my wife so I
right
can
now?
fall off of work and have that whole time off. Drop more content for you guys.
But, yeah, if for those that... tune into our videos and might not be big soccer fans, definitely think you guys should check out some of these players like Lamine Yamal. I think it's cool to start off following players to kind of pique your interest, but right now is definitely the time to start checking some of these players or teams out, because come next summer when the World Cup is around, there's going to be so much buzz, and it's going to make that tournament, that event, so much more enjoyable if you already have some sort of background information. So definitely, start tapping in. And one thing we'll do going forward is kind of give soccer comps. So like break down the biggest stars and be like, oh, if you like this player, like this is his NFL comp or NBA comp. So stay tuned in for those videos.
Exactly. And remember, like, share, subscribe. Follow us for more content. Drop a comment if you think we're tripping. Drop a comment if you think Messi is a way bigger star. Drop a comment on who do you think is the next Ballon d'Or winner. And drop a comment on if Mbappe or Lamine Yamal is going to be the next superstar. Again, remember, we're the sports estimators. Don't quote us.
Unless we're right.
Peace.